And we are live. We are here with hashtag Hack-a-Pumpkin. Who am I with today?
I'm Allie Weber. As you probably know. Hi, everyone.
Hi, this is very exciting. So, Allie Weber, where are you located?
I'm from South Dakota, and it's pretty quiet here, but I'm just happy that we were able to get together and do this Hack-a-Pumpkin live stream.
This is really exciting because this is one of our first live streams for one together to do a live stream. And for another, it's one of the first ones DigiKey's really tried to push out there and show who we are and that we're part of this community as well. So, tell me a little bit about Allie.
Well, I am a maker and inventor from South Dakota. I'm 15, and I've been making things ever since I was really little. And one of the things that I really like to promote is STEM and making with girls and especially younger people, because people who want to get into STEM shouldn't be limited by their age or gender or anything. They should just be able to do what they want and be able to do what they're interested in. And so that's why I am really interested in STEM, and that's kind of why we launched the Hack-a-Pumpkin Challenge.
Well, that's really cool. I wish I would have gone first because I'm Kevin Walseth and I'm from DigiKey. That's really what I got. I think the coolest thing that I have is that I know Allie, and I've been to some pretty cool events with Allie. We've met. When did we meet? Was it the first time?
It was a long time ago.
Maker Fair in New York. Was it 2017 or 2018?
I think it was 2017. I think that was the first time we met in person.
Yeah, we met at the airport in Minneapolis, and we were on the same flight to New York. And we had some fun times. We have Sean Himmel coming on here pretty soon. And we had some really good times with Sean in New York.
Oh, yeah.
So we're here to talk about Hack-a-Pumpkin. What is Hack-a-Pumpkin? When did you start it, and why?
Well, this is our 4th annual Hack-a-Pumpkin Challenge, and basically what it is just to hack a pumpkin. Like you can carve a pumpkin, you can paint a pumpkin, you can crochet a pumpkin, add electronics to a pumpkin, you can bake a pumpkin, really do anything with a pumpkin, and you could be hacking a pumpkin. And the reason why we kind of launched this is so that you can get you thinking about making and engineering around the Halloween season. So then it really gets your creative juices flowing and allows you to make fun projects using pumpkins.
Well, we all love pumpkins. We all love Halloween, and it's so much fun. So I think what we'll start with is I'm just going to share a quick 30-second video, and we'll go from there. So 1 second. All right. This is one of our Hack-a-Pumpkins that we did at DigiKey. So that's using the Adafruit Matrix portal you probably saw, which is a really fun project that actually John Park released or talked about last night in the AdaBox unboxing. So that's really cool. All right, what do you want to show us? Do you want to show us your Hack-a-Pumpkin, or should we bring on a special guest?
Let's start with a special guest.
All right, we're going to start with Elijah. So how do you know Elijah?
I met Elijah a long time ago. Sorry. Yeah. And even before we knew each other on the show Mythbusters Jr., we actually talked a lot online, just through the making community and through that. And the first time we met was at New York Maker Fair as well. So we've known each other for a long time, and I'm really excited to see us hack a pumpkin today.
Yeah, I'm excited to see if it still works. I recently moved it from one pumpkin to another. It's this is basically the Tamaguino project. You can find it online, but I put it inside a pumpkin, and I call it the Cabaguino. I replaced the front-facing buttons with these. I put the pumpkin stems on them, and I put a giant speaker on the back. It's a little bit overkill if you ask me, but I like it. Let's plug it in.
Looks awesome, Elijah. So the Tamaguino project. Oh yeah,
I just turned it on. Let's see. Whoa. Oh no. Oh, remember that thing I said about how I was excited to see if it still worked? Why is this not working?
So basically, what it is though with the Tamaguino project is it would be like a Tamagotchi, right?
Yeah, it's well, okay. Before I troubleshoot this, yeah, I'll explain. A Tamagotchi is basically like an egg. I think it was like Egg Watch, it's like Tamago Watch. It's Egg Watch, right? And so they called theirs, like the Tamaguino people called it the Tamaguino because it's like a play off the name Tamagotchi. But I'm calling this the Kabaguino because it's a pumpkin. It's like the Japanese word for pumpkin. But there's no egg, so I don't really need to like allude to the fact that it's Tamagotchi. I'm making a name out of a name that made itself out of a name. It's a weird process. Let's see if this worked.
See, what I love about this is real engineering and prototyping. It doesn't always work.
Right.
And that's how all of this is. So I love it.
Aha, 2 wires were pulled out of the screen. That's why the screen doesn't work. That's why. Oh, okay. This is just great.
So
This is
while you're fixing that, Elijah, I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
How did you get out of the duct tape on Mythbusters?
How did I get out of the duct tape? I think they peeled it off me. They had me put on a special suit over my sweater, right?
Oh,
it was
okay.
like yeah, it wasn't. They basically had to rip the suit off of me. I still have it in my closet.
Yeah. Because we were pulling at one point, we were pulling it off the wall, and I remember when the last section came off the wall, we pulled, and then he fell off the wall onto us, and so then it was kind of chaotic after that, trying to make sure that everybody was, still standing after that, being yanked from the wall. So it was really fun.
A bit of. Oh, hold on. Hey, it works. It has no more lid on it, but that's because I had to bolt the lid to the top of it using toothpicks. And the screen's a little bit loose because I just ripped it out to fix it a little bit. But it's the Kabaguino. It's it technically works now. Is that I can't. I'm using like a webcam that I got off of a friend's apartment or my dad's friend's apartment, so I don't know how do you make it focus on the thing?
So we do have a question in the chat.
Yeah.
Are those stems 3D printed? Or
they're actual pumpkin stems.
They are actual. Okay.
Yeah, the only parts that are 3D printed are just the inserts and this thick case that I flex pasted around all the seams. This houses an Arduino Mega, which is like super overkill for this project. It takes up like 6% of the storage space and like almost no RAM, and an entire project board because it is what I had. Well, the Arduino Mega I didn't have lying around at the time, but I need one for future things probably, so I just decided to get one. And the project board full size thing is what I just had lying around at the time. So yeah. If you want me to open it up, I can show you. But I actually had something else right before this. It failed because I had to do a pumpkin transplant. It's right here. Yeah, I moved it from one pumpkin to the other because I had messed something up on the first pumpkin. I'm probably gonna this was originally supposed to be part of the project. This was a port basically, so you could just have it on the other side of the pumpkin instead of having a wire coming out of the pumpkin. You just had a port on it. But unfortunately, that didn't make it into the final. Wait, I haven't been timing this. It was like about 5 minutes each, right?
I think you're pretty good. I think one of my favorite parts about your project, though, is the signature googly eyes that's on the front of it.
Yeah, those actually almost weren't. I couldn't find them. They almost just didn't make the cut. They fell. And also, they don't stick to pumpkin skin.
So I have a Lulzbot behind me that we had at Maker Faire, and for some reason it came home with googly eyes, and I can't seem to figure out who put them on there.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest. I think those googly eyes don't exist. I think you might have some kind of. I think you're just imagining. You've got a. I think. Yeah, you're just imagining them. It's all in your imagination. You have a mental illness.
Thanks, Elijah.
They never existed.
Elijah, we appreciate you coming on to Hack a Pumpkin. We're going to move on to another guest and see how things go.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
All right, take care. Have a good Halloween.
You too.
All right, so for our next guest, we were just talking about this person. Everybody knows him as a guy that wears a bow tie. And we've had some really fun times during Maker Fairs, after Maker Fairs, and in different areas. So we're going to bring on Sean Himmel.
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, Allie. Hi, Kevin.
How are you doing? Uh-oh, did we lose him?
Hello.
As you can see it here. Oh, soon. Am I still on? Or am I losing that?
You're on now. You cut out for a second there.
Excellent. Yeah, we're just now recovering from Hurricane Zeta that hit us.
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm
Yeah.
glad to
So
see you're safe.
yeah. So everything looks okay. Family's okay. So I'm actually here at my parents' place because they're a little safer area than where I normally live, closer to New Orleans. So as you can see, I'm in costume. Wait, it doesn't count as a costume if it's what I normally wear, right?
Yeah, it's Sean.
Yeah.
I spent all my time making the pumpkin. I didn't have the time for a costume this year. So
So the funny thing about that is I came on, me and Allie started talking, and I just had this orange shirt on. And my wife knocks on the door behind me and says, "Here, put this on." So I don't know where she found it. I have no idea, but I love it. It's perfect.
do you normally wear the Elvis Presley glasses? Because that's not something I normally see you
No,
with. Or is that a
we
new
have
thing?
them at the same time. I'm not sure where she found this stuff, but it's Halloween, so we'll make it work.
Yeah, dig through the closets. Excellent. All right, Allie, I got a pumpkin. It went off a little earlier, so that they've been working on is machine learning. And what I did here is I've got an Adafruit board that's listening for a particular key phrase, and it has the pumpkin light up whenever, say, somebody comes in your door and shouts "trick or treat." No hands. It's all done by voice.
That's so cool.
And does it only recognize the words "trick or treat"?
It should only recognize the words "trick or treat."
Oh, that's machine learning for you. Yeah.
Yeah, it went off earlier when we were just chatting because there's a false positive that can happen. Anything that kind of sounds close to that, it will pick up on. Now, like, you can sit there and tweak it. So, for example, like, it's the same way like your Alexa works, right? It looks for that keyword Alexa, and that's what it focuses on. Alexa's been trained much better, so it doesn't pick up on other keywords. This is a prototype.
I don't know. I've seen kids try and play a song on Alexa, and it plays something nothing related. So I don't know. It's probably just as good.
Well, the key phrase Alexa is what's actually that's machine learning that's happening inside of the Echo device itself. Oh no! So I'm taking this out so you can see it. Once it recognizes that Alexa key phrase, then it starts streaming to the internet, and then it processes other words. So that key phrase has been fairly well trained, and I actually lost a whole bunch of wires here. Trying to take this out to show you, so it's not going to recognize the key phrase anymore. But just to show you what I have going on, the previous hack of pumpkin that doesn't work anymore because it's drawing too much power. I've got the speaker, and I've got the board that's doing all the machine learning for the microphone. This is a little I2S microphone that I've got plugged in, but I tore off all the wires pulling it out. So that's the basic idea, and all it does is listen for that key phrase and lights up and plays a sound.
That is very cool. I do love machine learning and where it's come as far as from a maker or a startup perspective. You know, before it was all, you know, like you said, Alexa and all these big companies, but now it's becoming more and more available for everybody.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you've got some great tutorials out there, and if anybody is interested in machine learning, check out some of Sean's stuff. It's great.
Yeah. No, I'm trying to make it easier for people because it's fun to play with.
John Park says, say chicken feet.
Chicken feet. There you go, John.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Sean. Thanks for hacking a pumpkin and sharing it with us. We're going to move on.
Yeah, thanks for having me on.
All right. Take care and stay safe.
Happy Halloween.
All right, Allie. So who do we want to bring on next?
Do we have Sophie Wong?
We do have Sophie Wong. Everybody knows Sophie Wong. So let's pull her on and see what she's got.
Hello. Hi.
Sophie.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming. Thanks for hacking a pumpkin.
Yeah. Oh, so I have a little confession. I didn't exactly hack a pumpkin per se, but I do have a Halloween
Hey,
themed hack of a type.
hack a pumpkin is a very broad term.
Very
Hacking a
versatile.
Halloween costume is great.
It's interpretive. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, but I haven't seen Allie in quite a while, so I'm so excited
Yeah, hi.
to be here. Hi, Allie.
Good to catch up.
Yeah. So Allie and I know each other from Mythbusters Junior. And of course I know Elijah from Mythbusters Junior as well. So yeah. And in fact,
like
I
such
think
a long time ago.
I know it feels like it was so long ago, but also it feels like it was just yesterday because I'm still finding googly eyes, I have to say. And even I think my project that I'm going to share might be a little inspired by Elijah's googly eyes fascination.
Craziness. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm intrigued.
Let's see if she's still on. Yes, she is. So here's what I brought. It's a hat. It's a witch's hat, and it's got eyes. So basically, I'm using the Adafruit Monster Mask board, which looks like this. It's super cool. It's these two TFT screens, and they're connected in the middle there. And this board actually has a whole lot of functionality that I'm not even using in this project. It's got sensors. It can output to a speaker. It's super cool. And I've actually had it in my stash for quite a while. And I was trying to think of something to do with it. And I thought, oh, maybe I could put it into something wearable, but not have it over my face, you know. So I thought, oh, I'll just lift it up and put it in a hat. So I'm trying to kind of make this witch's hat into a bit of a character. And yeah, I think it's kind of my goal was to create a container for these beautiful eyes, these are the eye animations by Phil Burgess. He has written these really beautiful, created these beautiful animated eyes. And I just wanted to make a container worthy of these expressive eyes. So I made this hat from scratch, kind of went for that oversized, floopy look, and then used the same fabric to create these kind of eye sockets, just to kind of shroud those eyes in there. And I made her fancy with a bow and some flowers.
That's like so cool. I'm always amazed with what you can do with fabric. It's so amazing.
Thanks. Yeah, I think like adding fabric to electronic projects is a really cool way to kind of make it a bit unexpected. You know, like you might not really be expecting to see something electronic inside a garment.
Yeah.
And I love what Adafruit does with a lot of their products is they make it very easy to be able to implement into any kind of design, whether it's fabric or a pumpkin or anything like that. And these eyes, these monster masks, I've played around with them a number of times. And you're right, the eyes that Phil has made was incredible. They have actually a proximity sensor on the board, so you can actually set it up so that the pupils will dilate as it gets dark and light out. It's almost freaky. It's realistic.
It is. It's super cool. The light sensor, I want to play with that more. Of course, I had to kind of cover that up in this design.
Yeah,
but I would love to get some sound into this, actually. And maybe some people have suggested, like, I could connect it to a motor. Maybe, like, the hat could wiggle or something. Like, I think I could maybe bring it a little further into being a real character. So... yeah.
You know, it kind of reminds me of, very similar, is the Harry Potter hat.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. It could be the Sorting Hat's girlfriend is what I was thinking.
Yeah, there you go. That's a good one.
Yeah, she's getting a lot of that. Yeah, sorting hat kind of action. Yeah.
It is
Right.
very cool. Though.
I also like that it's very unique. Oh my goodness, unique as well. I love that.
Thanks. I plan to actually wear her. I need to finish her up a little more, but hopefully she'll be able to sit on my head.
Sounds awesome.
Yeah, that is very cool. Excellent work. We really appreciate you coming on here. I know you and Allie go back a long way, so it's really cool to have guests of everybody that Allie knows.
Oh, thank you. It's just a total pleasure, and I'm just happy to be here and celebrate the Hack a Pumpkin Challenge. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, I'll sign off.
All right, take care, Sophie.
See you later.
Okay, our next guest is this guy does a lot of really cool projects with Adafruit and some on his own. And if I ever have any issues, which is all the time, he's always there to jump in. He answers my questions immediately. And he's such a cool guy, such a fun guy to talk to and learn from. So we're going to bring on JP, John Park.
Hey, guys.
Hi.
Hello, Allie. Hey, Kevin. Great to see you guys.
Hey, it's good to see you. Great job last night on the AdaBox unboxing.
Thank you. I had a really fun time, and it was a great night. A lot of people came out to see the unboxing of what was in AdaBox 16, which was a ton of fun. And as you may know, it's some of these more eyes, but it's these little matrix portals that we've got driving the display. So there's going to be a lot of cool Halloween projects, I hope, coming from people using that. And I decided to do a pumpkin hack, though, today. So I am going to try to switch over to another camera so I can give you a little better view and head on over there. Let's see. Let's zoom out a little bit. Hold on one second. Technical challenges here.
Oh, no worries at all.
There we go. That should work a little better. Oh, you can see the eyes there, too. All right, let me head over here. So I didn't have a lot of time to do this hack, so I decided to repurpose something that I had made before. So first of all, like a lot of USB pumpkin-based projects, I've got a battery in there charging up that I can now pull that USB cable out of. And now I'm going to flip a little switch here. And you can see I've got a cute little happy smiley pumpkin going on with a glowing lid, a couple of glowing sets of eyes, and his little mouth there with some backlit neopixels going on. And the other thing I can do is I've got a switch I can flip that'll just make it a little more intense with the flicker speed there. And it goes between orange and red, but you can't really tell once it gets pumped through that pumpkin skin. So if I take the lid off, you'll see here I've got a big, huge, let me see if this will, oh, you know what? This is not going to switch to the top view right now, but I'll tip it forward. You'll see I've got a big, huge NeoPixel strip there. And I can pull that off to the side a little so you can see a little better what's in there. And then I have a Ziploc bag full of electronics, and it's a huge collection of things. And there's a whole bunch of extra stuff in there. You may notice that there's NeoPixels going on and lighting up that have nothing to do with what's happening here. And the reason for this is that I essentially transplanted an entire other project into this pumpkin in about 5 minutes today because I didn't have anything ready. So this is, let me go grab it. This is actually a project that I've built and documented for an Adafruit Learn guide that's called the Lucio Blaster. So this was a 3D printed blaster from a video game that I built, and you'll recognize a lot of features like big, huge ring of LEDs on the front and little LEDs on the side and NeoPixel strips moving. So I decided to detach all of the speaker components from the pumpkin one because I didn't want to change the songs out. And I had little interconnects to make that easy. And so the rest of it is essentially just some of the LEDs from that project. A couple of other things about it. I decided to try to make these light up behind the mouth here by cutting out a mouth section and then slicing just the skin off of it. So you'll see this was what I kind of pulled out of the pumpkin there, and then I just sliced off the skin from the front of that so that I could then replace that and kind of cover those NeoPixels. And I did the same thing for the eyes just because. Okay.
I was going to ask how you did that because that looks really cool.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, they just popped off on their own, I guess. So yeah, you'll see this is coring out that little section and then preserving the skin to use essentially as a diffuser, just because those things are so bright and obnoxious to look straight at. They usually look better diffused through something. So I decided Initially, I was going to try some LED plastic, which was kind of fun for giving it brows like that, but it ended up being a little more sinister than I wanted this guy to be. I wanted a happy pumpkin just because that's how I'm feeling for this Halloween. And so those are the major features of it. And one other thing I want to mention, actually, let me pop back over to this other camera, is that we went on a hunt for some pumpkin cutting tools. So my daughter was having some friends over for a socially distant pumpkin carving, and we actually couldn't find any of those little dull saw blade looking things at the store. They were all out. But I found a pack of paring knives at the hardware store for $3.99. And then I just took them to a bench grinder and dulled them all, and then kind of cut little serration types of shapes, little wavy shapes. There's a bigger serration there, and that one's just straight. And I just kind of took a bunch of the material away, but this is really dull now, so it's safe as a pumpkin carving tool. But these are flexible little cheap metal blades, and so they ended up being really popular in the pumpkin carving event that my daughter had. So I kept them around, and I'm glad I did, because I was able to make quick work of this friendly guy over here earlier today. So
That's so cool.
So what's next on your list? What's the next project coming out besides hacking pumpkins?
Let's see. What is happening?
Your
now?
workshop is always full of some shenanigans.
You know what? My workshop is some of the remains of the last Ada box. So I've got my ventriloquist dummy who was from last year. I had Slappy. I have a couple of him, and I put those same eyes that Sophie used. Her hat is amazing, by the way. I used the same eyes in one iteration of that dummy, but for last night's unboxing, I had a Rocky Horror Picture Show theme, and I needed a couple of supporting players, so that became Magenta, the domestic, and that became the groupie Columbia, which is my little Lars puppet over there that you might be able to see. So it's going to be a bit of a cleanup. It's kind of nice because I spent a few months working on the Matrix Portal projects, and now I'll be kind of cleaning up and reorganizing the shop and getting ready for the next thing. So I actually don't know what my next project is. Kind of a fun little lull time where I get to play around with some sensors and things, and I'll be checking out some new stuff for the new product show that I do for Adafruit on Tuesdays. So I'll have get to play around with a lot of little stemma boards and things like that.
One thing I've noticed through obviously the pandemic that is going on is there is no slowing down in technology or electronics or any of this stuff, which is just great to see. I love to see so many. It seems like more people are hacking and making and creating things than ever.
Yeah, I think it's, we're really fortunate in that. My wife and I were just talking about that last night, as far as like the specifics of the things that a lot of us are doing that are in this space of creating tutorials and videos and things to help people learn to make stuff and Adafruit building products. That's the sense I get, is that for people at home, both professionals who are working from home but are pursuing hobbies or picking up new hardware hobbies maybe, as well as students. I'd be curious, Allie, if you feel like there's more or less energy you have for building things alongside of doing a possibly at home or hybrid or certainly weird version of schooling.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
Yeah, well, our school is still in person right now, so that's a little crazy in and of itself. But I feel like when the quarantine first happened, then I finally had a bunch of free time, and that never happened. So I got so many projects done, and I started so many projects, and now I'm trying to finish them all. And so it was just really exciting at the beginning of the pandemic. And I think that it's really interesting that a lot of people were, branching out and trying new things, especially when quarantine first started, just because they did have so much time on their hands for once. And so I feel like that's one of the reasons why there's been a lot more interest in projects that we can do at home. And that's why I started the Stay and Play In as well, was to promote, fun projects that you can do at home. With just things around the house. So you don't even have to go out and venture into the stores to buy something. You can just hang out at home. So that's one of the other things that I think is really interesting about 2020 so far.
Yeah, I think there's a lot of creative reuse and resourcefulness that's, a real necessity. right now. It's certainly it makes you feel good to just stay home and look around for stuff that you can use for a project or to fix something rather than heading out. I know that's the case for me for sure.
Yeah, I know since the pandemic started, I've learned that my kids have a new love for Legos.
Ah,
And, the brilliant thing, which everybody knows, the Lego patents ran out or whatever. So if they're missing a piece, we just 3D print one.
Yeah.
that's awesome.
Well, John, we appreciate you coming on here. As always, you do amazing work. And we look forward to your next project, seeing what it is on Adafruit on your weekly videos. So it's great to see.
Thank you so much, and thanks for doing this. It's really fun seeing the hacks that people are bringing on. So great job putting this together. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thanks for coming.
Take care and stay safe.
Bye-bye.
There's always some cool stuff that goes on in that workshop. I don't know. I'm very jealous or envious of his workshop and what he has back there.
Yeah.
He has a lot of fun, which is really cool to see.
I was impressed with his DIY pumpkin carving utensils. Those are pretty cool.
That was impressive. I like in the comments, Sophie responded and said that pumpkins make a great LED diffuser, which is really true.
Yeah.
Pretty impressed with that. So that was cool to see. So I think we're on to, let's see if we have any other guests. I have other things to show, but I don't have any guests in the queue right now. So I want to hear about your Hack a Pumpkin.
All right. Well, I'll boot it up right now just because I think it fell asleep while we were talking. But so I'll just talk a little bit about what it is so far. It is basically like an arcade. I use the arcade bot from the Rubik's arcade bot that I showed at Miami Maker Faire. And I just repurposed the box and the electronics on the inside a little bit. It works using Lego Mindstorms. And it's kind of based off of kind of like in California, they have this penny arcade that uses, old, like games and different puppets and stuff. And so then some of those, though, when you go to do them, you just put in the quarter and then it does a little skit or a play using just the mechanics on the inside. So it's a mechanical arcade. But some of them are really old and they have puppets that look pretty sketchy. And so some of them give off a really creepy vibe. And that's kind of what I wanted to replicate with this project is kind of a more playful yet sinister project with the Hack a Pumpkin. So it has black lights on the inside. As you can see, there's a skeleton in the background. It's a little blurry because of my camera, but that's what it is. And it also has a couple of bats. And if I will launch the code right now, then when you press the buttons,
that is amazing. What sound is that playing? I can hear it, but pretty light.
Yeah, so the Lego Mindstorms is actually pretty quiet, but it is playing spooky, scary skeletons, and it also plays Ghostbusters and Ghost Riders in the Sky, and has different choreography for each.
So you program the choreography for the pumpkin and the ghosts dancing? That's
yeah. So it's just, like I said, using Lego Mindstorms, so I just have to... I didn't even know that you could put music onto it. I thought you could just use the Lego sound effects, but it turns out you can import music to use it with the Lego Mindstorms kits. And although it only lets you use 8 seconds, it still got the job done for what I wanted to do, and it comes out like a pretty fun project. So, yeah.
That is really cool. I really love the black lights and the different colors you have in there just to make the whole thing just pop.
Thank you.
Now you just need to add a quarter in there so you can make money when people
yeah, exactly.
test it out.
Well, and I was thinking if it wasn't 2020 and COVID wasn't a thing, then I would put it outside so that people could press the buttons. But probably sharing buttons right now would not be the best idea. So I think that it's best that I showed it on the live stream instead. Yeah,
no, probably not. So speaking of trick-or-treating, my wife and I were chatting the other day, and she's like, how can we give out candy? We don't think we're going to get a lot of trick-or-treaters. But, we live in northern Minnesota. It's very not densely populated here. So we came up with the idea together of we have about a 10-foot PVC pole that I cut the top off, and now it's just a big slide for candy to go down into kids' bags.
That's a great idea. And then you're socially distanced still, so
Exactly. So we can stay inside our house and block off the steps, and we can reach everybody. It's lit up with a bunch of NeoPixels, and yeah, it's one way to do it.
awesome. Our family was thinking about just sitting on the roof and throwing candy at children, but that probably wouldn't have been the best idea.
Well, especially right now because Sioux Falls, you guys have a bunch of
Right, yeah. We
cold.
still have snow from
So frozen
before,
candy
so-
that
yeah.
could cause a problem. You could maybe throw like popcorn balls. No, that probably wouldn't be a good idea.
That would probably hurt a little bit.
Yeah.
Still. We're also giving out mask lanyards though, so that should be pretty good.
Oh, that's really cool. Your design that you had. I've printed many of those, and I've given them to my kids' friends, and they keep asking for them. So we just keep making them and sending them out.
Yeah, they're super easy to make just with the paracord and the 3D design that's on Tinkercad. And yeah, they're a great gift for small things and great thing to hand out for trick or treating even.
Yeah, and I like how the design you have. You can use it as a tightener to pull it off your ears.
Yeah,
Or
yeah.
you just let it hang on your neck. Because that's the thing from what I understand, is the kids at school that are in school full time is when they go to eat lunch, they set their mask down, they forget to grab it, they don't put it on like they're supposed to.
Mm-hmm.
The one problem I found with my kindergarten son is it acts like a shovel when you drop food.
Oh.
It's hanging right here, and he spills his applesauce, and it fills up his mask. So that is one thing.
Yeah, that's why you bring extras.
Exactly. So I am going to share another video really quick. Let's see which one I want to share. So we did a little hack a pumpkin here, DigiKey, and then shot kind of a fun video. So I got to pull that up here. I think this is the right one. Yes. Here we go. Nope, wrong one. Sorry. I'm new to this. All right, there, let's try this again. There we go.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
That is so fun.
Yeah, so it is a lot of fun. So that was using, John Park was talking about the Ada box last night, how they unveiled the Ada box and what was in it. And that they were using the Matrix portal to have two LCD screens, or not LCD, LED screens, one for the eyes, one for the mouth, and they stacked them on top of each other. So that's what you saw for the face of the pumpkin. So that was one of our hacks that we did for Hack a Pumpkin this year. And the other one, this video is about 5 minutes, so I'm just gonna, I may not play the whole thing, but let me share this. We are very good friends with the Hacksmith, which for those of you who don't know, they create incredible projects, and they call it Make It Real, where they take real life superhero projects like from Iron Man, from Captain America, and they make them real. So they have heavy equipment, and they decided to hack pumpkins their way. So let's check out this video. Can you hear it okay? Perfect.
Let's start with one of our oldest projects, the Wolverine claws. Wow. Sounding pretty good. Now, when I first designed these claws, I was not actually intending to use them for stabby things. So the probability of me breaking my hand is actually pretty high. So I'm going to put this down now. Now here's a fun one. Psylocke sword. Let's see what it does. And it's really flaming. What? Now, who could forget our Captain America shield? I call this Civil War Part 2. All right, let's see how Thor's hammer does.
That hammer looks so heavy.
Yeah. You know it's the real deal.
So what I love about this is in the chat right now, people are talking about the Hacksmith's new lightsaber. Because this video that they have on their new lightsaber got about 25 million views.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Honestly,
a cool
probably
umbrella.
one of the coolest things I've made so far. The Kingsman umbrella.
I just watched that movie like last night.
Screwed the pumpkin down. We didn't screw the wood. And who could forget Batman's grappling hook gun? Woo!
I like how they take it to the next level, and each pumpkin is laser engraved with like the enemy or the rival of whoever
Of
they're
course,
using.
one of our most recent projects, the Red Hot Rebar crossbow. Right through the other side. Like we said in that video, red hot ammunition, this isn't practical. It literally bends on impact. Though, if you were to stick it through a person, sorry, a zombie, or an alien, not a person.
A zombie. I like
and
the
it bent,
zombie.
You wouldn't be able to get it out, and it'd be like searing everything on the inside. Yeah, you wouldn't have a good day. Yeah, we're pumping about 20 or 30 kilowatts of electricity into this piece of metal. Woo! Okay, you can let go. Here we go. How about our Reinhardt rocket hammer? Now for this test, we're not going to be putting rockets in the back just because we are inside the garage. That would probably be a bad idea. Man, this thing feels light compared to Thor. But my aim's good.
These guys just have too much fun.
Yeah.
Alright, so as you saw, most of the Hacksmith weapons are pretty darn effective against pumpkins. Do you know what would be really effective against a pumpkin? An airbag. 3, 2, 1. Well, happy Halloween, guys. I hope you enjoyed this video. We had a lot of fun destroying pumpkins with all of our Hacksmith projects. And remember, if you saw a project that you haven't seen the video for yet, check out this playlist right here. It's our Make It Real series.
So that's pretty cool. Those guys are great. And like I said, they made this real life lightsaber that I don't even remember how hot it gets, but it is unbelievable. Everyone needs to go watch that video if you haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you seen it?
Yeah. Well, it's crazy how many designs, or not designs, but just weapons that they have readily available to destroy these pumpkins. It's really fun to watch.
Yeah, and I think now they have more and more. I mean, it just keeps like every week you see a video that they're coming up with something absolutely incredible. So I love those guys. They're really fun to watch. All right, I have one more thing to show. And actually, it's not even a thing. It's more the Hack a Pumpkin Twitter feed. Let's see what's
cool.
on it. So this one, I'm assuming you're with me because I see what's behind you, but I love Lulzbot. I got a Lulzbot Mini 2 right here with googly eyes. Does yours have googly eyes?
Mine does not have googly eyes yet. It's only a matter of time.
Elijah hasn't seen yours yet, I guess. So what they did is they just created some files that you can 3D print for adding to your pumpkin, which is really a fun way to hack a pumpkin in today's world when 3D printers are so readily available. So that's really cool. And again, like I said, I absolutely love Lulzbot and the team. So let's see. Oh, these are some cool designs. I like the cat, the smirking cat in the middle.
Oh, that's my first grade teacher. Shout out to Mrs. Hy-Vee.
Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, she's really cool. She actually made a makerspace for some of her elementary school that she's at, so pretty fun.
Oh, that's fun. That's really cool. Okay, let's scroll up to the top here. See what's new. It's Elijah. We were able to talk to him. I like how he bleeped out the screen so we couldn't get a head start. And there's our video on TikTok. All right, what is this?
Oh, this is actually a class. Yeah, so they do it basically every year, and they always hack a pumpkin. They have their entire class hack a pumpkin, and it's really cool to see all the different creations that each of the people come up with.
That is a great idea. You know, whether it's for social media or just for fun, that's a really cool idea for schools to get into, is just hacking a pumpkin and creating cool things out of it, whether it's using technology or just really cool carving. I do really like that. So shout out to this school. Where's the school at? Michelle Lynn.
CRMS Blue Knights.
Anyway, shout out to them because they did a great job. This is really cool. I love to see the schools getting involved and different things like that. And we have lots of eyes with movement. That is all sorts of creepy. I would feel like I'm being watched from everywhere.
Yeah. It reminds me of the moss from Labyrinth with the with all the eyeballs.
Yeah, it does. And this is you sharing your sneak peek. There's the eyes. Oh, man. Hey, they did a nice job carving on this one.
Yeah.
I'm
always impressed by all the carving ones because I always mess up the carving, honestly. I always do it diagonally too much and stuff, so I need to do more practice on that, but it's really cool to see how other people pull it off so well.
Yeah, I've seen some pretty amazing pumpkin carvings, and none of them have came from my hands. There's the Lulzbot one we just talked about. It's pumpkin time.
Oh, this is drawing Python, so that's impressive.
Yes, that is really impressive to be able to code something like that.
That's
the
cute.
code is alt text for the image. That's really cool. I like that. Oh, and there's all the moving eyes. creepy.
That's so neat.
That is very neat. Again, our video. So I think one other thing that I would like to share really quick. So there's a lot of cool pumpkin hacks out there this year. So we have, let's see, we have DigiKey has a website called maker.io, which I'm sure you're aware of and many people are aware of. And I was looking up just some of the cool pumpkin or Halloween projects that are on there. So I thought I'd just go through a couple of those really quick. All right. So the horrors of Halloween. That looks crazy. This cat bat. So this is a coworker of mine. John Ledoux created this cat bat, and it's a full how-to guide. And this thing, I went to his house the first year he made this, was a couple years ago, and it scared my kids. They were quite frightened.
That's how you know it's working.
Yeah, exactly. So it's a really cool 3D. I wonder if he's got an image of the 3D face. So this shows exactly how he did it and what he's using. I like how he's using the cricket for motor control on the wings. I just want to see a close-up of his face. Because it is a cat bat. It's kind of a halfway between both.
Oh, you're right.
There's a good image of it. I do love the design he made on this. It was pretty impressive. So nice work, John. All right, what else we got here? Pimoroni. Pimoroni is a fun company. You know, we've both met Paul Beach at Maker Fairs, and he is so much fun.
Yeah.
You can't not love to talk to this guy about some of his thoughts and some of his ideas. They're just crazy. So this is from the company that he owns over in the UK. So this is really cool on how to use the Explore Hat Pro. So anyway, if someone's looking at hacking a pumpkin or hacking anything for Halloween, definitely check out our Maker site and just search Halloween. There's some cool stuff on here. This is the Halloween Countdown display matrix, which I actually did this on my matrix portal. It's a guide from, of course, John Park, who does amazing work. I actually put this guide on, and it's so easy using Adafruit.io, and it connects to your internet, and it will automatically count down the time to Halloween, and then share some pretty creepy images.
That's so cool. I like how it does the different patterns too, and not just the.
Yeah. So 51 days before Halloween. He is way more on top of things than me. Very cool. And then we have some really cool projects from Kitronic. They created these laser cut glasses, and all it takes is a simple LED circuit. They actually have one. I'll show the picture of it here. This is just showing the laser cut and how they cut it. I must have went too fast. So they have an LED torch kit, which you put batteries in it, simply turning on an LED, and it will edge light the entire etching of the plexiglass for the glasses. So this is a really cool project that they created. So if you need safety glasses, you might as well make them cool.
Yeah, exactly. Safety with style.
That's absolutely right.
Sophie Wong would approve.
Yes, she would. And I see she's still on the chat. So again, thanks, Sophie, for jumping on. So we had a lot of really cool pumpkins come on here. We had John Park, we had Sean Himmel, we had Sophie Wong, Elijah. Your project is absolutely incredible.
Thanks.
So what do you want to tell people for next Halloween? If we could.
Well, the main thing that I want to get across about the Hack a Pumpkin Challenge is that it's not a competition. It's not something where people have to compete against each other. It's really just a challenge to promote creativity and so far, but just have fun with it and have fun making.
Sometimes it's better if things don't work. It's more of a learning experience. Mm-hmm. And that's what I really like about any kind of making. And most of the time, it doesn't work. Like if I had $1 for every time something didn't work when I was working with electronics, I would probably own an island.
And that's part of the process. That's one of the things that people get, stuck on when they first start making, is that they usually only see the finished products and they don't realize that stuff goes wrong when you're making things. And so that's okay. And that's just part of the process. But if you stick with it and you make it to the end, then you'll come up with something that you're really proud of. And that's what I think is really cool about making.
Yeah, I completely agree. There's always really cool and really, really good ways to learn. And that's what the best part is. I didn't realize this was already connected. I was just going to show my helmet. If I turn the light on, we have a zombie inside. So this is it's not a pumpkin, but it's something that I created a while ago. It's using the Adafruit Feather NRF 52840. So it's a Bluefruit device connected to a Cricut controlling motors and NeoPixels. And I can just, with my phone, open and close the helmet. And I can actually, did I set it up to change the colors of the LEDs? No, I must not. Oh, yeah, I did. It changed it really quick, but.
Oh, cool.
I know the lighting in here isn't great, so it's hard to see, but.
I think it's awesome how you're able to control it with your phone. That's one of my favorite things about this project.
Yeah, I know. Anything that you can do with a phone, that's what anybody wants.
Yeah.
Well, Allie, we're coming up on an hour. I appreciate all of the time that you've put into Hack a Pumpkin.
Yes,
Starting,
you too.
how many years have you had Hack a Pumpkin?
Sorry?
How many years have you been doing Hack a Pumpkin?
This will be the 4th annual, I think.
See, that's amazing. I think it's really cool every year to see what other people have done, see what you've done, and I think we need to do this again. Next year, let's live stream Hack a Pumpkin again. And let's see what other people have. We can build it out and show more cool stuff. Well, thank you so much. This Hack a Pumpkin was a complete success. We have a lot of fun partners, a lot of friends out there. So we'll be doing more of these shows. And I think for now, we're just going to sign off from DigiKey and from Allie Weber. Go check out her YouTube channel. Her Twitter feed is always full of really inspiring projects and stuff that she does.
Thank you.
Twitter is @RobotMakerGirl. My Twitter is @KWalseth. It's really boring. Again, everything is one step behind Allie for me. But I really appreciate it. And you guys are a lot of fun. So take care, and we'll be seeing each other very soon.
Yeah, thank you for putting all this together.
Yeah, of course. Anytime. I'm just going to share on the way out. I'm going to share one of our Halloween videos again, and then we will be off. I do really like this one, so I'm going to share it again.
Spooky, scary skeletons and shivers down your spine. Shrieking skulls will shock your soul and seal your doom tonight. Spooky, scary skeletons speak with such a screech. You'll shake and shudder in surprise when you hear these zombies shriek.
All right. Well, thanks everybody for joining the 4th annual Hack a Pumpkin and the 1st annual Hack a Pumpkin live stream. So we will see everybody next year. But for now, we're signing off.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.